So do you remember Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior? Now if you grew up watching Disney Channel, you probably remember this one. But if you don't, imagine Mean Girls meet Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But I'm also about to break it down for you, so yeah. So the movie kicks off in China with this young dude named Shin beating up some old dudes. And these old dudes are monks. And one of them is rocking the most obvious bald cap I've ever seen. But anyway, Shin is headed to California to stop a spirit named Yan Lo. But before he leaves, one of the old monks hands him a box with these mini statues of a snake, a crane, a leopard, and a tiger. And he just proceeds to show Shin a picture of London Tipton.
Wendy.
Oh, my bad. So this is Wendy, the quote-unquote most popular girl in school with the most perfect boyfriend.
Why can't I have your perfect life, Wen? You're the most popular girl in school, and your boyfriend's perfect.
Oh, I can't wait to see how this plays out.
I'm trying to cut my triceps for short sleeve shirts, so.
Oh, he's one of those guys. Meanwhile, we cut back to Shin, who finally made it to California, landing at Fair Springs, which I just looked it up and it's not even a real place. But at this point in the movie, we don't know exactly what his mission is about. Next, we jump into Fair Springs Museum where Wendy's mom works, which we saw earlier, and a mysterious package gets delivered. The aura coming off this box is so intense it like straight up murders a flower. A little later, Shin show up at Wendy's front door out of nowhere.
May I help you?
Your Maison, women warrior born in the Wei dynasty, sworn to defeat evil.
Right. Goodbye.
Did he just use super speed? Why was he looking for a ride earlier, bro? You could have just ran to her house. But when he barges into her house without permission, they end up fighting. She beats him up and kicks him out, which is fair. But here's my question. During this whole fight, you don't scream or alert anyone near your house that a stranger just let himself in and started fighting you in the living room? I guess not. So back at the museum, we got the mysterious box, letting off even more aura than before. So the security guard goes to check it out. And when the box pops open, a green spirit comes out. And I'm pretty sure he does the smart thing, right? He pepper sprays the spirit. So it turns out the spirit takes over the guard's body and has some weird obsession with Wendy. And once the spirit figures out Peter is Wendy's brother, he jumps into his body to get closer to her, I guess.
Yeah, he had a ponytail and a cheap bathrobe. I know. Jessica probably sent him to scare me.
Wendy, I think you're on the phone with the wrong person. I think you should call the cops. This dude literally sped into your house and tried to fight you. Oh, and the girl Jessica, who she's talking about, we briefly seen her at the beginning of the movie, and that's her competition for homecoming queen. And I love how crazy Disney movies used to be, because this is insane.
73 in Sacramento, 79 in Stockton.
No way.
And a cousin in Stockton.
Quick, turn on Channel 5.
Yeah, she's the weather person for the local news, and she's in high school. Later, the spirit possessing Wendy's brother goes after her, and you won't believe who's still outside of her house just waiting. Okay, I get that he's a monk, but this dude straight up has superpowers. He has super speed, and his vertical is absolutely insane. Then Shin sees Wendy's possessed brother trying to absorb her with this ball-looking thing, but they end up fighting for a bit, and I gotta say, this whole fight scene was pretty impressive. Wendy just ended up staying asleep the whole time. After Shin beats a possessed Peter, he pulls out this medallion thing that somehow fixes him. But before the spirit's fully gone, it jumps into the dog. So the dog knows Kung Fu now. So the next morning, Wendy finds the medallion that Shin left her for her protection. When Shin thinks the house is empty, he sneaks in to grab the medallion because when he sees her that morning, she doesn't have it on. But he ends up running into Wendy's grandmother.
只是一条项链。
朵，我的孙女，她是战士。
是。
So when Shin grabs the medallion, he tries to get it back to Wendy by stealing some kid's scooter. Bro's been in America for like a day and a half and already committed trespassing and theft. I also love how Wendy thinks she's being stalked but hasn't told her parents or the cops anything at all. By the way, there's just like zero effort on the soccer field right now. Everyone is moving at like snail pace. And this is not a stunt double, by the way. This is actually Brenda's song. But while this is happening, the possessed dog is just casually roaming the school grounds and transfers its spirit into the principal.
How'd you get in here, fella?
Now out on the field, Wendy and Shin finally have a real conversation.
Why are you following me? What do you want?
Please, you are in much danger.
Did you put that on me last night? How'd you get in my house? You're starting to creep me out. I'm turning you in.
There is no way this is where she draws the line. He literally broke into her house and tried to fight her. So Shin explains that he's been reincarnated multiple times over the past centuries to help her past descendants fight Yang-Lo, who wakes up every 90 years. And Wendy's basically next in line to defeat him, or the world basically ends. I don't really see the big deal here. Even with all the world ending stakes, Wendy is still like, nah, I don't want to train. I got prom queen to win. The next day at school, the possessed principal tries to attack Wendy, but Shin intervenes and the spirit jumps into yet another person. So throughout the day, Shin is following Wendy around, begging her to wear the medallion, but she's still refusing and still not interested in saving the world at all.
Wendy, toilet now safe.
Like I've been saying, this guy needs jail time.
I am so sorry about the disqualification.
From what? Soccer?
Yeah, and probably a bunch of other extracurricular activities like, oh, I don't know, homecoming eligibility. Oh, it's written in the school bylaw. Any student participating in any extracurricular activity must maintain a minimum C average in all subjects.
So eventually Wendy agrees to train, but only because Shin promises to tutor her for her China history midterm, and she needs a good grade to run for prom queen. It's crazy to me that prom is her only motivation to train. You're not thinking about the lives of your parents or your friends or the whole world, but prom. Oh, and the spirit transfers into the janitor now. And this is a kung fu movie, so you know we're getting a training montage. So after whatever that was, Shin tells Wendy she doesn't even need a tutor. She could just tap into her past descendants' knowledge of China from like the last 1500 years. And all she has to do is meditate. So she starts to meditate everywhere. And I mean everywhere.
The emperor penguin lives in the harshest environment on planet Earth. Their cooperative nature makes this all possible.
And the meditation eventually works. And I know that it's a Disney movie, but having your descendants' knowledge from like the last 1500 years had to be traumatizing in so many ways. Now that Wendy passed her midterm, she do not care about training at all.
Good, we start now.
Right. Posters and flyers. Wendy for homecoming queen flyers.
No, you're training. You're not done.
Shen, I promised, but I didn't say when. We'll finish this summer.
Aya.
Right, fine. Right after homecoming.
So a little bit later at home, Wendy's grandmother tried to convince her to take the warrior thing seriously. And she also revealed that her mother was a descendant warrior as well.
My mother was an Yin warrior, and you will be one too. It's a great honor.
So even still talking with her grandmother, Wendy is still contemplating on saving the world. So fast forward a bit and Wendy starts getting closer with Shin. She even takes him to the mall for a wardrobe change. Yeah, he doesn't wear any of this stuff. So back at home, Shin explains to Wendy that Yang-Lo gets stronger every 90 years. So he thinks Wendy should train even harder. And he also drops some pretty big news.
My destiny is to perish during the battle.
What? No, why?
It is how it has to be. I must sacrifice myself to save you. It has been this way for over 1,000 years.
And during this conversation, he also mentions how he really never got to be a real teenager. So Wendy tries to show him a good time by taking him to a party where she also breaks up with her boyfriend.
I don't know you anymore.
Austin, you never did. Look, you and I really don't need each other to win homecoming.
Are you breaking up with me?
I guess I am.
You could tell she's catching feelings for Shin when a girl kisses him on the cheek and she gets all jealous. But now her friend Tori ends up with the spirit now, I guess.
Wendy!
I genuinely love how everyone dramatically flies through the air in this movie.
Where are my shoes? Austin, pull her out. This will be great in the yearbook.
Yep, now Jessica is possessed. You can see where this is going. Now that Wendy sees how strong Yang-Lo is, she decides to train. And do you remember those little statue things from the beginning of the movie? We finally get to see what those are.
Training. And these are your teachers. The tiger for aggression. The snake for flexibility. The leopard for speed. The crane for balance.
So wait, there's people in there? I love how no one in the park reacts to this. So Wendy refuses to fight the old people in the statues.
Hold on. This isn't gonna work.
Yes, it will. You're stronger than you think.
No, not that. Look, I can't be seen fighting some old guy in a park. It looks bizarre.
So this casually leads to Shin to go kidnap Wendy's teachers for the monks to possess their bodies. So then Wendy ends up mastering all 4 fighting styles. Then a little after this, she ends up getting some good news.
Hello? Lisa? What's wrong? You won! What? You're homecoming queen!
So she's finally prom queen and everything is coming together, except one thing.
So, when is this big battle thing in your Chinese calendar again?
Like a few days.
It's tomorrow? Please tell me it's not during homecoming. You knew the whole time that it was gonna happen during homecoming, didn't you?
I mean, he has literally helped you save the world, Wendy.
The Lord of Darkness commands you to awaken!
I remember when I was younger watching this creeped me out so much. Earlier in the movie, Wendy's mom, who works at the museum, mentioned that the Chinese government sent them 8 warrior statues, and she also drops this bombshell.
Wow, these are really made out of clay?
Yeah, they're terracotta warriors. There were 6,000 of them buried in the tomb of the first emperor of China in 210 BC. There's a legend that says every 90 years they come under the spell of Yan Lo.
So yeah, there's that.
Grandma, I'm sorry if you're mad at me, but being homecoming queen is all I ever wanted. Nobody asked me if I wanted to be a yin warrior. You know what? I don't.
Yeah, I mean, the world would just go to shit. So Shin goes to fight alone, but he's not doing too bad. Okay, what was in that box?
And tell Shen I'm sorry. Maybe next time.
There won't be a next time. He's gone to battle.
Alone?
Yes, alone. What did you think? So this finally pushes Wendy to go fight Yan Lo and the warrior statues. Okay, the dubbing in this movie is so hilarious, her mouth isn't even moving. So mid-fight, her grandmother just shows up out of nowhere.
Grandma? What are you doing here?
I knew you would make the right choice. Don your great-grandmother's robe and save the world.
There is no way they let her call a timeout and change in the middle of battle. So the teacher monks are fighting the statues and they're literally just exploding. Wendy is still fighting Yan Lo and she starts using powers. Yeah, I don't know, dude. When did you learn this? But Wendy defeats Yan Lo and Jessica wakes up, and Wendy tells Jessica she could claim the crown.
Where am I? Wendy?
Hey, Jessica. You're kind of at the museum.
Why?
I don't know. You're supposed to be at homecoming. You're late.
I am? I mean, I thought everyone already voted you queen.
I could have sworn her body was possessed when everyone found out she was prom queen, but I guess. But there's just one little problem.
I don't think this is over yet.
I was wondering why I survived this time.
Yep, Yan Lo's not done yet, and he shows up in person.
Let him go!
It's destiny! Let me go!
No! Grandma, I'm losing Shen! What do I do? Everything you have done!
You didn't learn that, Wendy. Just don't do it again.
I won't let Shen die! This is not destiny!
So they beat Yan Lo and Shin not dying changes the battle destiny or whatever. So Shin won't be reincarnated anymore and this will be his last life. So he could be with Wendy forever and ever, the end. I forgot how wacky this movie was, but it was enjoyable and it did bring back a lot of nostalgia. But fully paying attention to the movie now, a lot of the parts didn't make sense. But at the same time, it was funny. And I guess that what made the movie enjoyable to revisit.